We are finally playing the Bant Bounce deck. Let's see if we can get some Endless Titans. Alright guys, welcome back to another gameplay video. Hope you guys are doing exceptionally well today. We are testing out Bant Bounce. This is I think, a blast of a deck. I haven't actually gotten to test it yet, but we're going to give it a shot. This version is brought to you by Hatrick Swayze. Very much appreciate you sharing this list over on AetherHub. It's an absolute blast of a list, and it's a pretty straightforward idea. So for those of you who don't know, the idea is to Teleportation Circle as quickly as you can. What this allows you to do is at the beginning of your end step, bounce an artifact or creature you control, then return it to the battlefield. Now, what better to bounce than things like Titan of Industry, which can then gain you just tons and tons of value, or things like Sanctuary Warden, which again can give you tons and tons of value, or things like Quandrix Cultivator, which again can give you tons and tons of value. You get the idea. Basically, everything has an enter the battlefield ability. We can get an Esika's Chariot. Lagrella, the Magpie. I actually don't know what this does. This is the first time I've actually looked at this card. 2/3 for 3. When it enters the battlefield, exile any number of target creatures controlled by different players until it leaves the battlefield. When an exiled card enters the battlefield under your control this way, put 2 1/1 counters on it. Well, that seems fun. We can play around with that. We do have Prosperous Innkeeper as well as Reckoner Bankbuster as well. Touch the Spirit Realm is also quite a good one. Very curious to see how this deck goes. We do have Doomscar for a little bit of a control element, as we'll probably need it. We do get the new Bant lands as well. And overall, I think this is just going to be a really interesting deck. I mean, it's a pretty obvious game plan. We're just trying to bounce a bunch of good stuff. It does ramp fairly well with that Cultivator as well as the Innkeeper. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I'm really curious about this one. This has been on my radar for quite a while to play. So this is one that I'm really stoked about. So let's go ahead. Let's jump in. And thank you again to Swayze for sharing this list. Let's see if we can get some wins with it. All right, guys, here we are for game number 1. And I mean, yeah, this is pretty straightforward keep, I believe. We've got the Doomscar, we've got the Circle. We don't really have like a Prosperous Innkeeper to kind of help get us there yet, but hopefully we can draw that. Easy first land for the Spara's headquarters. I still have to figure this one out. So exile any number of other target creatures controlled by different players until it leaves the battlefield. Enters the battlefield under your control this way. Interesting. All right, so we'll see if we can figure that one out. This is going to be a test of this card for sure. All right, looks like we're up against Death Touch, which is just so fun. All right, so we do this and we just exile this. So next turn, I guess we should have played the Pathway land, but that'll be okay. We can play the Dreamroot Cascade later, so that's fine. There's Emergent Sequence. That's actually fine. That just means we get to kill a land, so I'm super into that. Yep, they're gonna go ahead and attack us. Let's do this. So the question becomes, do we go ahead and hit them, or do we just wait? I'm kind of in to try this out. Let's just see how this goes. I guess we'll bounce this. Just see what happens. So basically we get something off the field. If they kill this, they get it back. That's fine. I kind of want them to play creatures, by the way, here, so that's part of why I'm kind of just allowing as much of this as they can. Interesting play by the opponent here. All right, so let's do this. I guess we don't attack. I don't think we actually bounce, because I think they'd just get that back and then we just bounce it again, or we steal it again, so that's fine. Basically, I'm waiting for them to now remove this, and then we just get to Doomscar. I'm thinking they just don't have much, though. That seems to be the case, which is great. We have every Titan of Industry. All right, sick. I mean, I'm okay with this. The longer this game goes, I feel like the better off we are. So this seems fine. I'm just gonna pass again. We don't really have to worry about anything. They get to learn if they'd like. Or gain a life, that's fine too. I mean, none of this really matters because we just get to Titan of Industry at some point here. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So we do need one more land. But I mean, that's fine. Sure. This is a weird deck, by the way. Overgrown Arch is not a card I have ever seen in a standard deck, so this is pretty interesting. I also feel like, well, they don't have the mana, I guess. They have to pay to sacrifice it to learn. That doesn't seem very good. All right, sick. There's our land. I mean, I think we just pass. There's no reason to attack. They just have a free block, so I'm just not worried about it. That's fine. I guess what we could do is bounce and then steal the arch, but like then they just have a death toucher, so I feel like that's not that great. And we have this coming down, so you happen on a glade. See, this must be a budget deck because this does not seem overly good. Now we're gonna lose to it though, so so they do have dig up. Do they have black mana though? I don't think they have black mana. Why would you play dig up without the cleave ability? This is a weird day. All right, let's do this. Now all of a sudden we're looking great, so. All right, so I have some questions, but we'll just do this. All right, so this is how we win. We get to bounce the Titan. And I guess we'll put a shield counter on it just in case. I don't really know. And then we'll create a 4/4. Yeah, we'll throw a shield counter on the Titan just because we do want to keep it around. But, I mean, this is a pretty obvious. This has trample, we just attack, and theoretically just win. The 4/4s are also nice because they can't seem to do much. Maybe they've got like a great spell this turn. Consuming Tide, okay. I think I'll just keep that. That's perfectly fine. Sick. Part of me, I can actually Doomscar and wipe their board, not killing our Titan. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. Let's be silly. They're gonna gain a life. That's fine. But that doesn't die. We get our Teleportation Circle down, and then we attack. All right. This is a weird game, guys. I'll be honest. I don't fully understand what's happening. Let's do this, and again, I guess we'll put a shield counter on just in case. I don't think they have anything that'll kill it, but like, I'd rather be safe. It also sets up for an opportunity with the Doomstar again, if we need it. I really don't think we will. We also just have another Titan of Industry coming down next turn, so this seems reasonably good. What we can do is actually Prosperous Innkeeper first, and then just Titan. Sick. Auto pay. Like, I think we just win. I don't know. I'm just like, at this point, this seems like an overkill. Let's attack. This deck doesn't seem great, and they're blocking incorrectly if they block that way because this has trample. All right, sick. They figured it out. I don't know, guys. This deck is a weird one that we're up against. Granted, we're playing kind of a silly deck too, but like, this one's good. Like, this is a very good deck. Okay, that's perfectly fine. We have another Titan, so that doesn't matter. And it looks like Fading Hope is pretty consistent, so we're just going with the, we'll put a shield counter on this one. We're just going with the go wide strategy and the big scary stuff strategy, so like, that's kind of the nice thing about this deck is it attacks on both axes. I don't know. This is weird. Wow. Really? Again, none of this seems to matter. This is all just stall tactic, like 100%. I'm gonna do this just to hasten things up a bit. I guess I should have played these in a different order, but I'm gonna just do that. Yeah, I should have played the Innkeeper first. That was a bit of a misplay, but all right, there we go. That was weird. It was super strange, but we did it. We're amazing. Let's move on to game 2. What's up, guys? Before we jump into the next game, I just want to remind you, if you would like to pick up this month's Patreon rewards, feel free to do so at patreon.com/itresolves. All right, guys, here we are for game number 2. And I mean, yeah, this is a pretty easy keep. We've got the Innkeeper into a turn 3 Esika's Chariot, so like that seems pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. That first game was a strange one, guys. I'll be honest. I have not seen that deck, and it didn't seem great. So here we are. All right, looks like Mardu. Nice. So they take Prosperous Innkeeper here, which is phenomenal on their end. That was very, very good. And a little annoying, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and Bankbuster then. Really no reason not to. We could have foretold the Doomscar, I suppose, which might have been a little better, but my assumption is this is probably a control list, and so Doomscar is basically going to hit a Valky, and that might be it. Curious to see how this one goes. They did not see the Teleportation Circle, but they do know, I think, at this point that we're Bant, so the reality is I think it's pretty clear what we are. So they're going to get 2 damage in with the Valky, which makes sense. Get their land down for the turn, so now they've got all colors that they probably need. There's the Obnixilis. We do get our Innkeeper back. All right, cool. There's the 1/1. I'm gonna decline. I don't particularly want to lose anything quite yet. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this, and I think I'm actually just going to foretell the Doomscar here, weirdly enough. Normally I would draw a card, but with the Devils on the field, I do want to set up a play where I can just kind of sweep and then kind of get in for some damage here. Do we block? I don't think so. If they have a kill spell, great. If they don't, it's fine. I'll throw 1 land away. I don't love the play, obviously, but like I'll throw 1 away. All right. Raideen, great card for sure. That really slows us down, like a lot. Let's go ahead and foretell another Doomstar. And unfortunately, that's about all we can do. I guess we do get to draw a card with the Bankbuster, which is kind of nice. So let's go ahead and do that. It's a land. I'm gonna have to decline, I think. Basically, we're just in a really bad position. I think the way we kind of win this game, though, is Teleportation Circle with Esika's Chariot, because we can just start going wide and continuously bouncing. All right, I do think we're gonna block this here. This is gonna die. That's fine, because next turn we're planning to sweep. We're in really, really bad shape right now, though. And they only have 3 mana. I mean, you gotta think they're doing all of this with just some crazy good Obnixilis plays. Yeah, that was sick. Can't do too much about that. All right, so we kind of just have to sweep. It's a really unfortunate way to do it, though, because, I mean, we do just kind of die. They can start minusing these, or at least minusing one of them, though, so part of me is thinking, yeah, it looks like they are going to do that. Thankfully, this doesn't have haste, which is pretty relevant. I'm going to get rid of a touch, the Spirit Realm, just to save our life total here. And they're going to kill the Reckoner Bankbuster. That's actually fine. I'm not that sold on the Reckoner Bankbuster being a great play anyway, so like that's cool. I mean, it's an enabler for the deck, 100%, but like it's not like a game-winning kind of card. Let's get the Chariot down. We'll pass. and hope that we can get something going here. So we can get rid of a circle, which is fine. This one's getting awfully close to 7, which is a little scary. I'm curious to see if they minus it. They do. Wow. Interesting. Wouldn't have expected that. Okay. There's the shaman. Yep. 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 Excellent. All right. Ooh, that's very good. Okay. So I think we just play the Teleportation Circle. I think first things first, we try and kill one of these guys. They can just double block, basically, and, you know, not worry about this. Or they can just let it die. Nope, they're not going to let it die. All right, sick. I think that's, like, the necessary play here, though. And now we get to bounce the Chariots and get more tutus. I don't think we have enough time to stabilize here, I'll be honest, but this is like the way we do it, I think, is just by kind of getting some of this stuff down. I don't think we can take any excess damage though, so unfortunately I do think we have to just kind of discard. Yep. So here we're basically just dead to the Ob Nixilis plays. If they can just deal 2 damage, we lose. That's fine, that doesn't bother me. I guess they can. Oh my goodness, seriously. Well, then they just win. So now all they have to do is plus up. So good game on the opponent's end. That was frustrating, man. They just had a killer draw. Look at 3 Ob Nixilis tokens. Yeah. So this is how they win. They just, yeah. Man, what a game. That was difficult. Let's jump into a game 3, though. Let's see if we can do a little better there. All right, guys, here we are for game number 3. This is actually a pretty solid keep. We've got basically a turn 3 Esika's Chariot here. Hopefully we don't find ourselves up against that Mardu control list again. That was a difficult list. I love this little creature thing too. Yeah, that was a tricky one. Unfortunately, Ob Nixilis is just so good right now. I think it's kind of insane how good he is. I did finally open up some Streets of New Capenna. It's been a long time, and I just never opened any. Did actually pull a full art Ob Nixilis. It wasn't foil or anything, but I'm pretty happy with that. I love Ob Nixilis. I think he's just insane. All right, cool. So what do we think we're up against? I'm assuming if they don't play anything here, it's just Esika's Chariot for sure, depending on if they play a creature or not, which it looks like they're not. Okay, the Magpie might be really good here, because this probably is Reanimator. Thrilling Discovery is pretty obviously a Reanimator piece. Waking the Trolls. Wow, okay, not what I expected at all. That's fascinating. Let's go ahead and do this for sure. It's gonna gain us a little bit of life as well, and I mean, there's no reason not to attack for 1 and pass. We'll see what happens. Did not expect Waking the Trolls here. That's fascinating. So is this Ponza? Fascinating. So we do want to make sure that we've got all of our colors of mana, because if they are trying to Ponza out some of our lands, that could be a little tricky. Thankfully, we do just have some good stuff here. Rip Apart is a bit scary because it does deal with the Esika's Chariot, but it is sorcery speed, so that's actually pretty helpful to know. They have to do it on their turn. Yep, there's the Rip Apart. Perfectly fine. All right, I mean, again, pretty straightforward. I think we just attack. I'm not gonna play, should I play? Yeah, I think we do, because we've got the Prosperous Innkeeper. So what I wanna do is set up a world where if they kill the Magpie, we get the Prosperous Innkeeper back, and that's kind of what we're doing this turn. So I actually think this is properly the correct play. because it then comes back as a 3/3. So basically they don't really want to kill the Magpie here. It's a bit of a proactive play. I don't know if it's necessarily the correct play. All right, so they also have black and blue in their deck. Is this just a 5-color like Saga's deck? That's fascinating. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Well, totally meant to cycle this, but here we are. So now they can just kill something with the Angel, which is pretty good. They can also get an attack in with the Angel, which is also pretty good. Definitely wish I had not misclicked there and actually cycled the land. That would have been helpful. But that's fine. Drawing a card further into our deck is pretty important. Curious to see if they attack first, or if they miss it. That would suck if they missed it on their end. It'd be really funny, but... Wow, they didn't attack first. Misplays, misplays. I see you. Yeah, that wasn't very good. So that's a Doomscar, I assume. That's probably also a Doomscar. Yep, see, this is where having dug further into the deck would have really made a difference. All right. I mean, we just attack. There's literally no reason not to, because we don't have a way to block this Angel anyway. Yeah, they could activate, like, I guess a Den of the Bugbear and get in for some damage, but I think we're just trying to finish the game as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, a handful of lands is a bad way to try and finish a game, but here we are. This is our life now. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, by the way. I didn't get to say that really in the intro. Hopefully everybody's week is starting off well. It's been a busy time for us here at the It Resolves house, but I'm so confused by the decks we've been against today. This is so strange. Also, why didn't... Well, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, attack in. Deal 8. Does have double strike thanks to the Retribution. I'm so confused. These might not actually be Doomscars. These might be the Foretold Reanimator cards. Or not. I don't know. This deck is so weird. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good draw. Yeah, I mean, I'm super into this. All right, we will definitely put a shield counter. Yeah, I think I will just gain 5 and then put the shield counter here. So the reason I'm doing this is if they are Doomscars, I'd like to be able to, like, keep the Titan around. If they want to double up, they'd have to, I mean, they have to hit 2 things to do this. And even if they do sweep, we get the Magpie or the Prosperous Innkeeper back and they lose their board. So, like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sold that this is a great idea. I would love a Teleportation Circle right now. That would be absolutely amazing. So do we fall for this? I think not. That would have gotten rid of the shield counter, which would potentially kill the Titan of Industry, which is why we did not block. Alternatively, they could have just forgotten it had reach, which is perfectly reasonable because they've misplayed a little bit so far. Not to be critical, because I'm sure we have as well, but there we go. We made the read. And if they have another one, they have another one. But they're gonna double up to kill everything. Yep. Awesome. So they had to pull 2 triggers just to get everything off the field, which is great. And we've drawn a lot of lands, so my hope is we don't draw a land. Of course. Well, here we are. That's really annoying. I'm glad we went for the 5 life, though, as the alternate. Like, the 2 options were a shield counter and 5 life. I think those were definitely the appropriate responses. We got ourselves out of, like, a pretty scary life total range here. You gotta think we'd be at 11 right now. But we also made them pull the trigger twice on Doomscar, which probably feels bad on their end. So we're burning through their stuff, but unfortunately we just have lands. We do have a lot of dead draws in our deck. Like a Teleportation Circle is really bad here. There's literally no reason to do that, but it's the appropriate thing to do. Is always tap your mana if it's gonna get destroyed. Well, look at that. Why do we say things? I mean, yep. I don't know why they're not just like attacking in with their man lands. I think at this point that's 100% the way to go because we've got nothing. Obviously, if we had something, we would have played it because we have all the lands in the world, but instead we played a Teleportation Circle. So like, that's a pretty big sign that you just don't have anything on our side. So attack in, like, do the thing. There's the World Tree. What does this do? We don't control fewer lands than them. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. All right, so they are gonna start attacking. Took them long enough. I actually like the Den of the Bugbear play as well because they do get the 1/1 that sticks around, so that seems pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with Reckoner Bankbuster. We can go ahead and draw an extra card off of this. So, oh my god, seriously. The nice thing about this is we do get to bounce it and then draw again. I mean, it's a creature. So literally nothing happens. That didn't do a thing. Such a weird deck. What are these decks, guys? Whatever. I mean, it's fine. It's just strange. Very strange. Okay, cool. That's really good. Honestly, though, it's not even that great. Like, it's fine, but... just weird. Honestly, a Doomscar would be killer right now. I'd be super happy with that. Titan of Industry wouldn't be bad. It'd be really good, actually. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've got enough. I'm at a loss, guys, I'll be honest. In fact, we can draw with Reckoner Bankbuster and still play Titan of Industry, so we've got some good stuff here. Titan of Industry would get rid of like Retribution or one of the Waking with the Trolls. They're gonna destroy that. Yeah. Okay. Can't do anything about that. So you get to hit for 1. All right, sick. God, whatever. We have gotten really bad draws, guys. Not gonna lie. But it's fine. Everything's fine. Thankfully, we're getting ourselves set up, though, to the point where we're gonna have all the lands out of our deck. So, hopefully, we only have good draws. But I doubt it. We'll find a way to not. What a weird game. I have to imagine they win. Like, they've got ways to deal with our stuff now. They can attack in the air with the Cave of the Frost Dragons. Like, got a million things they can do, but I don't know that they will. They can kill one of the cultivators. They should attack first. Probably won't. It's one of those games where you're just frustrated because it feels like you could have won it really easily had you just drawn anything other than lands. But unfortunately, that's just what we've drawn. Okay. Another Waking the Trolls. So this Brilliant Restoration Saga is like the move or the game plan here. I'm not gonna tap it. There's no point. We have no cards in hand to represent anything. Watch them not attack first. This is why I'm mad, because they're misplaying obvious stuff, and I'm like, you could get 4 extra damage in here. They could have dealt 8 extra damage to us throughout this game. We would have been a lot closer to dead. All right. Give me something. Yeah, I mean, that's something. I think it's just that. That just gets gone, which is kind of sick. Do I attack? Sure. I don't know. We kind of need to do something, I feel like, here. They can just activate Cave of the Frost Dragon, so I don't feel bad about attacking. The other option's Den of the Bugbear, which is, like, annoying, but fine. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They control fewer lands than you, create that number. So if we bounce the Cultivator here, we actually get an 11th land, which we know we have one left that we can pull. Which just means they don't create any of the troll stuff. So these don't actually... Oh no, they do get one. Well, that's fine. It is what it is. Probably should have gone the other way then, because truthfully the out is still just a Doomscar if we can get it. At least they only get 2 trolls. That's kind of relevant, I suppose. Probably not. I don't know. This game is weird. Super, super strange. There's the cave. Yep. Like I said, they just get to attack in with this, which is fine. They could have activated 2, couldn't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they definitely could. All right, can't do anything. Kill me. Titan of Industry would be phenomenal right now. Which we've got plenty of them in the deck, and we've thinned out the deck a good bit, so, you know. Theoretically, Doomscar would be fine. I would happily take a Doomscar. We still have the Reckoner Bankbuster to draw extra stuff, so, like, I'm super into this. How are we still drawing lands? This is terrible. Another circle. I mean, weirdly, this kind of works. So no attacks. We end turn. This one bounces this. This one bounces this. So what we get to do here is take out all these little guys. Oh, we should have done this. That was a mistake. Did only... Huh. I thought we could bounce that twice, but I guess not. That was a mistake. So we're playing wrong too. Which might be why we're losing this game, but I think we also just have drawn every possible land, so I think that's a good bit of it. Why are they even doing this? Just attack. With 2 Cave of the Frost Dragons and your stuff, I cannot... Like, I have to lose at some point there. At least we got rid of the Angel. That's helpful. I think the opponent's just, like, missing a lot of lethal opportunities, but that's cool. Yeah. Maybe they just want to prolong the game. Maybe that's it. What we should have done is also bounce the Cultivator with the Magpie, but... If they're smart, they attack with the Spirited Companion too. Because then we literally have to double block. Yeah, okay. So if we do this, we're down to 7. We keep this around so we can bounce some tokens and get those out of there. I don't know. We're dead. Like, we're super... Oh my god, what the heck? Why? Why do we get so many lands? This is annoying. Like, drawing this many lands in a game like this is very frustrating. But it's fine. Frustrating game. Alright, come on, opponent. Don't prolong this anymore. They're just being a douche. Wow. This is terrible. This is like really just absolutely terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna concede. God, that felt awful. Whatever. All right, that's fine. Let's talk about this deck. All right, so kind of unfortunate showing in that game 3 there, guys. I wish we had had just anything other than lands off the top. We had thinned out so much. Like, I thought there was a very real possibility of a Titan of Industry or something to kind of dig us out, but we just have bad luck, and unfortunately that's part of it. I do like the deck. I think the power level of the deck is there. It's a nice little mid-range deck. The Teleportation Circle is great. Obviously struggled against the Mardu control list, but I think most decks are going to struggle against that anyway. So I actually really like this list. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for us very well in that last game, which is frustrating. But Swayze, I do want to say a huge thank you to you for sharing this list. Absolute blast of a list. And so I do highly recommend trying this one out, guys, if you haven't already. I do hope you have a fantastic day. Do keep in mind, we've got the Glorious Sunrise podcast every Monday. If you missed yesterday's episode, go check it out. We've got a new one coming up this coming Monday, which is going to be really, really good. So do check that one out as well. But I love you guys very much. Have a fantastic Tuesday. I'll talk to you again very soon.